and welcome to an algebra video tutorial working our way through linear equations and how to write linear equations of different forms. In this particular video, we're going to talk about how to turn a slope-intercept form equation, such as what we got here, but what if I want to rearrange it into standard form? So that's what we're going to learn how to do. So a little bit about standard form is it looks like this: a times your x value, your x variable, plus b times your y variable equals c. And there's some specific things that need to happen for a, b, and c to be standard form. So my value for a can't be negative, it has to be positive, and it has to be a positive whole number, so no fractions. For b and c, they just have to be integers, which means they could be negative or they could be positive, but they have to be whole. There's no fractions or decimals. And then for a, b, and c, they have to be in lowest terms, no common factors between them. All right, so let's apply our linear equation here, y equals 3x plus 4, which is in slope-intercept form. It's got a y-intercept of 4 and a slope of 3/8. And we're going to turn it into slope-intercept form. So I got to, turn it into standard form. So let's draw my line. I got to do some algebra work here to rearrange this thing like how I want it. The first thing I'm going to do is notice I have a fraction. I got 3/8 times x. A, b, and c have to be all either positive, whole numbers, or integers. So the first thing I'm going to do is get rid of that fraction. I have 3/8. There's a divided by 8 going on. So I'm just going to take everything on both sides and multiply it by 8. So I'm going to have 8 times y. And I'm going to put a parentheses here indicating I'm going to distribute an 8 into every term on the right side. So left side is easy. It just turns into 8y. And if I distribute that 8 there, 8 times 3/8 just turns into 3. The 8 times 8 divided by 8 cancel each other out. So I'm just left with 3x plus, and then I distribute the 8 to the 4 as well, plus 32. So all I did was make everything on both sides bigger by 8, and now we have no fractions. I'm feeling better about that. All right, looking at standard form, I need to have x and y on the same side, so I'm going to subtract 3x from both sides. And so now we've got negative 3x plus 8y is equal to 32. So now I've got my x's lined up, my y's lined up like in standard form, my constant is on the other side of the equal sign. The only thing left I need to change is I have a negative value for a. I don't want that. So I need to divide everything or multiply everything. But I got to change the sign. So I'm going to divide everything on both sides by -1. As long as I do the same thing to both sides, I'm good. -3 divided by -1 turns into positive 3x plus, but that turns into negative 8y equals negative 32. And lastly, I could write it like this. Instead of plus and negative, I could say 3x minus 8y is equal to negative 32. Either way works. I guess the last thing I should check is that a, b, c have no common factors. So I'm going to look at the 3, the -8, and negative 32. Is there any factors that go into all three of those? I'm feeling pretty good. 4 goes into 8 and 32, but it does not go into 3. So we have standard form, 3x minus 8y equals negative 32. And that is exactly the same equation as what we started with, y equals 3/8x plus 4. It's just in a different form.